I need you to over communicate, right? I think that's one of the operative keywords for me. I need you to over communicate. Don't assume that I know something that's going on in your head.
And as always, Build Your Team is brought to you by Client Attraction Pros. Hey, it's time that you become the thought leader of your industry, and we're going to help you do that and make it fast, easy, and fun.
Now, before COVID, I made it my mission to go out around the world and meet the people that I work with, right? And let me tell you, the ones that I did that for, oh my God. I asked them, hey guys, how many of your clients came to visit you in Rosario, Argentina or Santa Fe, Argentina? And they're like, yeah, just one. And it's not an easy place to get to, right? In fact, it was such an adventure. I flew from Buenos Aires to Santa Fe. I stayed there overnight. And the plane that was supposed to take me back the next day simply decided not to show up. But don't worry. The airline said, we got this covered. We got a bus coming to pick you up. Right? So what was supposed to be a half an hour flight back to Buenos Aires turned out to be a 7-hour bus ride through the Argentinian countryside in order to get back. Right? So an adventure, right? You get to know these places and it's fun, right? You get to know a little bit more than what you thought you were going to.
Oh yeah.
Than what you thought you were going to do. Right? So what happens is, I tell them, look, I need you to over communicate, right? I think that's one of the operative keywords for me. I need you to over communicate. Don't assume that I know something that's going on in your head. Don't have an imaginary conversation with me that I am not a part of. And we're all guilty of it, right?
Absolutely.
Where we're all thinking like, oh, if I do this and she's going to get mad and then she won't do that for me. And okay. Don't do that. You have to actually be vocal and talk about it. Right.
Yeah.
Second thing, you need to become an expert. Well, not an expert, but you need to be really cognizant of what is going on in those countries, right? You need to understand how critical 150% inflation is in the Argentinian economy right now, right? You need to be cognizant that, Georgia was invaded once by Russia and it very well may be invaded again at some point, right? So, these are things you really need to think about. These friends of mine, JC and Karen Height, they were telling us about the Civil War, the unrest that they had a couple of years ago in Managua, Nicaragua,
Yep.
right? All of a sudden, they can't leave their house. They were building little barricades in their neighborhoods and things like that. That's some scary stuff, right? And then that becomes a really big test of how do you manage through a crisis like that, right? Do you pull out of the country? It was very easy for them to just be like, all right, the hell with this. I'm moving to Miami. Right? But what about, the 100 other employees that we have here?
And as always, Build Your Team is brought to you by Client Attraction Pros. Hey, it's time that you become the thought leader of your industry, and we're going to help you do that and make it fast, easy, and fun.